Hello everyone, today I am Rishabh Bhardwaj taking the lecture of Automobile. This is our lecture number 14 in which we will discuss about steering system. In this lecture, we will cover the topics that will be the introduction of the steering system, then the wheel alignment, camber angle, caster angle, kingpin inclination, toe in and toe out, including included angle and scrub radius. Let's start with introduction. The steering system is a system which allows the driver to control all the directions of vehicle travel. The secondary function of the steering systems are it provides directional stability of the vehicle when going to the straight ahead. It provides straight ahead recovery after completing a turn. It helps in controlling wear and tear of the tires. It converts the rotary motion or movement of the steering wheel into angular turn of the front wheels. Now we will discuss the basic requirements of a good steering system. For being a good steering system, the steering mechanism should be very accurate and easy to handle. The vehicle should be steered with minimum of effort so that the driver do not feel the fatigue. The steering mechanism should be affected by the side thrust and cornering forces and wind effects. The mechanism should be or should have a tendency to regain the straight ahead configuration after steering need is over. Let's started with the wheel alignments. The wheel alignment sometimes referred to as braking or tracking. It is a part of standard auto maintenance that consider of adjusting the angles of the wheel to the car manufacturer's specification. The purpose of this adjustment is to reduce tire wear. Alignment angle can also be altered beyond the maker specifications to obtain a specific handling characteristics. Motorsport and off-road application may call the angle to be adjusted well beyond normal for a variety of reasons. An increased number of modern vehicles have advanced driver assistance system such as electronic stability control, anti-lock brakes, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, and traction control. These systems can be affected by mechanical alignment adjustment. This, this has led many manufacturers to require electronic reset for the system after mechanical alignment is performed. Now we have the primary angles for the wheel alignment. The primary angles are the basic angle alignment of wheel related to each other and to the car body. These adjustments are the camber, caster and toe. Some of the car, not of these can be adjusted on every wheel. These three parameters can be further characterized into front and rear. In summary, the parameters are front caster left and right, front camber left and right, front toe left right and total, rear camber left and right, rear toe left and right. For the secondary angles, we have the secondary angles include numerous other adjustments such as steering axis inclination left and right, included angle left and right, toe out on turn left and right, then we have a maximum turn left and right, toe curve change left and right, track width difference, then wheelbase difference, front right height left and right, rear right height left and right, frame angle and setback front and rear. Setback is the difference between right side and left side wheel base length. It can also be measured as an angle. Setback less than the manufacturer specification tolerance does not affect car handling. Thus, because the vehicle is turning one wheel ahead of the other by several centimeters and therefore the setback is negligible. There are even some car models with different factory settings for left and right side wheelbase length. For various design reason, an off-spec setback may occur because of collision or a difference between the left and the right caster. Rake is the difference between the front ride height and rear ride height, as positive number will the rear ride height is larger. Next, we will discuss about toe in and toe out. What are the differences and what are the conditions when we feel that our wheel is toe in or toe out? As you can see in the figure on the left top, the wheels of the car is turned inside towards each other, by which a vehicle is unable to move forward direction or it will act downward. In the second figure you can see that toe out condition, where both the wheels is turned outward away from each other. In this condition, the driver will unable to drive as easier on the normal way. In automotive engineering, the toe, also known as tracking. The tracking is the symmetric angle that each wheel makes with the longitudinal axis of the vehicle. As the function of static geometry and kinematic and complement effect, this can be contrasted with steer, which is antisymmetric angle, that is, both wheel point to the left or right in parallel. Negative toe or toe out is the front of the wheel pointing away from center line of the vehicle. Positive toe or toe in is the front of the wheel pointing towards the center line of the vehicle. Toe can be measured in linear unit at front and rear of the tire and as the angular deflection. In the rear wheel drive vehicle, increased front toe is provide greater strength line stability at the cost of some sluggishness of turning response. Different vehicle may run zero front toe or even some toe out for the better response of steering input. The wear on the tire is marginal increase as the tires are under slight side slip condition, where the steering is set straight ahead. On front wheel drive vehicle, the situation is more complex. Rear toe is provided better stability during cornering. Toe is usually adjustable in production automobile even through caster angle and camber angle. They often not adjustable. Maintenance of front alignment, which used to involve all three adjustments, currently involve only setting the toe. In most cases, even for the car in which caster or camber are adjustable, only the toe will need adjustment. Toe may only be adjustable on the front wheels. On the related concept is that the proper toe for straight line travel of a vehicle will not be correct while turning, since the inside wheel must travel around a small radius than the outside wheel. To compensate for this, the steering linkage typically conforms from more or less to Ackermann steering geometry, modified to suit characteristics of individual vehicle. Now we will discuss about positive camber and negative camber of the vehicle. Camber angle is the angle made by the vehicles, especially it is the angle between the vertical axis of the wheel used for steering and the vertical axis of the vehicle when viewed from the front or rear. It is used in the design of steering and suspension. If the top of the wheel is far away or far out than the bottom, it's called positive camber. If the bottom of the wheel is far outer than the top, it is the negative camber. Camber angle alters the handling quality of a particular suspension design. In particular, negative camber improves grip when cornering. This is because it places the tire at more optical angle on the road, transmitting the force although the vertical plane of the tire rather than through a shear force across it. Another reason for negative camber is that a rubber tire tends to roll on itself while cornering. If the tire had zero camber, the inside edge of the contact patch would begin to lift off the ground, thereby reducing the area of the contact patch. The tire life will be the maximum when camber angle is 0, and the camber is the tilt of the car wheel from the vertical angle. By applying the negative camber, this effect is reduced, thereby maximizing the contact patch area. This is only true for the outside tire during the turn would benefit from the positive one. Now we can see in the figure the excessive camber angles causes improper contact of the wheel, and what are the effects of it. As you can see, the perpendicular to the road surface is the red marked line, where the cambered line or design is the farthest line away of the perpendicular normal line of the wheel is far. This is called the positive and the negative camber angle. If tires outward, it is positive angle. The positive camber angle primarily used on front wheel cars. What are the reasons for positive camber? For the positive angle, it creates more stability and carries more weight. The negative camber angle, if tilted inward, it is negative camber angle. Negative camber angle primarily used on rear wheels. Reason to use negative camber, it increase the use of or it is used for increasing cornering stability, increase road shocks and component wear. Now we will discuss about caster angle. The angle between the kingpin center line and the vertical in the plane of the wheel is generally known as the caster angle. The caster angle or castor angle is the angle displacement from the vertical axis of the suspension of the steering wheels in a car, bicycle and other vehicles, measured in the longitudinal direction. It is the angle between the pivot line, that is in a car, an imaginary line that runs through the center of the upper ball joint of the center of the lower ball joint, and vertical. Car racers sometimes adjust caster angle to optimize their car's handling characteristic in particular driving situation. As you can see in the figure, the angle between the kingpin axis and the theoretical pivot pin or two vertical, the angle between them is known as the caster angle. When automotive vehicle front suspension is aligned, caster is adjusted to achieve the self-centering action of steering, which affects the vehicle's straight line stability. Improper caster settings will cause the driver to move the steering wheel both into and out of each turn without making it difficult to maintain a straight line. What are the effects of caster angle? The effect of caster angle is incorrect caster can produce difficulty like hard steering, pulling to one side when brakes are applied. In positive caster angle, the caster is called positive when the top of the kingpin axis is inclined to the rear of the wheel. What are the benefits of positive caster? It helps to maintain the directional stability. It also helps to return wheels to straight ahead after being steered. Negative caster angle. If topping of the kingpin axis is inclined to the front of the vehicle, it's called negative caster angle. And the benefits of the negative caster angle is that wheel is easier to turn. As you can see in the figure, the positive caster angle and the negative caster angle. These are the positions for the caster angles, in which you can see the suspension system or the kingpin angle and the normal axis have making the some angles. If the kingpin has a positive angle between the normal of the wheel then it will known as the positive caster angle, and if the kingpin makes the negative angle, then it forms a negative caster angle. Now we will discuss what is kingpin and what is kingpin inclination. The angle between the vertical line and the center of the kingpin or steering axle when viewed from front vehicle, it's called kingpin inclination. Kingpin inclination is also known as KPI. KPI is the angle at which the center line of the kingpin or the axis of the steering shovels lean inward from the vertical. What are the effects of kingpin inclination? As it reduces steering effort, particularly when vehicle is stationary. It reduces tire wear also. The amount, if we are talking about the amount of the angle, the kingpin inclination in vehicle ranges from 6 degree to 8 degree. It must be equal to both of the sides. As you can see in the figure, what is the kingpin inclination? On modern design car, the kingpin is a set of angle relative to the true vertical lines as viewed from the front or back of the vehicle. This is the kingpin inclination and also known as steering axis inclination, or in short we can say as SAI. Toe in. As we have earlier discussed about the toe in is the amount by which the front wheel are set closer together at the front than at the rear when the vehicle is stationary. The excessive toe in wear outside of the tires. Now we have what are the advantages of proper alignment. For being a proper alignment, the vehicle shows a better mileage. Then the tire lasts for a long time and increase performance of the steering. Let's discuss about included angle. The combined angle or included angle is defined as the angle between wheel center line and the kingpin center line. Combined angle is equal to camber plus kingpin inclination. Included angle is not directly measurable. To determine the included angle, you add the SAI to the camber. If the camber is negative, then included angle will less than SAI. If the camber is positive, it will be greater. The included angle must be same from side to side even if the camber is difficult. It is not the same, then sometimes it bends, mostly likely in the steering knuckle. Scrub radius. Scrub radius is the distance between the SAI intersect the ground and the center of the tire. The distance must be exact the same from side to side or the vehicle will pull strongly at the speeds. While included angle problems will affect the scrub radius, it is not only the thing which will affect it. Scrub radius may be positive, 0 or negative. When there is a conditions when we feel the positive scrub radius, negative as well as 0 scrub radius. For the positive scrub radius, kingpin axis meet the tire center line below the ground In this case, wheel tend to toe out. In zero scrub radius, the kingpin axis made the center line on the ground. In this case, wheel keeps straight position without any tendency to toe in and toe out. In this position, steering is called center point steering. Then we have negative scrub radius. The scrub radius is negative when kingpin axis meet the center line above the ground. In this case, the wheel is tend to toe in. Now you can see the positive, negative and zero scrub radius in the figures. First figure is of positive scrub radius, where the center line, the kingpin angle having the positive scrub radius. In the negative one, we have the center is deflected and the point becomes up to the tires. Then in the zero, the center point is at the ground. Next, we will discuss about benefits of wheel alignment, as it reduces the wear on tires. It provides better gas mileage due to less work on the engine. It provides smoother driving and vibrationless at high speeds. Straighter driving will no pulling to one side or other. It improves the safety of the vehicle. And it provides a shorter stopping distance of the automobile vehicle. It is safer for driving and as well as the driver. It saves money and eco-friendly and saving environment. It improves fuel consumption, brake and steering conditions. Thank you for listening this lecture and stay tuned for the next videos that will be uploaded soon. Thank you.